Okay, I think we have this somewhat. Now the lighting's not perfect, still figuring this all out, but I think we are ready. Hi, I am Elizabeth here with Grace and Lottie's Art. I am running really late compared to what I planned on doing, but we're in the new studio. There are going to be hiccups, as you can see with my face lighting. Now I am noticing that this is now a little bit dark. Oh, and my sound is going through over here. I thought I had that turned totally off. There we go. I'm monitoring the YouTube here, Twitch here. It's one of those, I've got like monitoring things going on. I'm noticing now that this is a little dark. So I'm gonna adjust the camera angle because I would rather the art look great than my face. There we go. I think that's looking a little bit better. Looks great, pretty good on the viewfinder. It's just coming through. It looks a little dark on there. Let's see how it looks over on YouTube. I think we look pretty good. I would like it a teeny bit brighter because you're not getting some of the colors. Like there is like pinky purple right here, and I'm noticing that the pink is kind of washing out a little bit. New studio. Compared to my old studio, I now have windows in front of me, not behind me, so that is a great thing. But is still getting figured out, and I'm probably gonna have to adjust my desk a little bit here to make that work. And different screens are showing this differently, so that's what I'm trying to like look and figure out, because I'm noticing I look pretty good over here on my phone, even though on my computer I look pretty rough. So it's an adventure. It is definitely an adventure. So we did a test last night, a test stream in the dark, so the lighting didn't get necessarily as let me see if I can do one thing here. I think it may be doing something. There we go. Let's see. Let me watch over here. It was trying to white balance a little bit too much, so that hopefully will get it. I'm watching over here. Making sure, double checking. Yeah, I think that's a little bit better. We're still missing some of the pinks. It's a little bit washed out, but I think that's as good as we're gonna get today. But yeah, we're not so dark, which I'm happy about because it's not dark in here. It is like really nice and bright with all of these lights on, which is always funny how cameras pick things up. But I digress. So I have been working, you can see this is my new book, Worlds of Wonder. I did one live stream from it before we left California. Then we had the cross-country move, and so now we're back. I worked on this background kind of in transit. It is color pencil with Gamsol. It is like 9 million layers of color pencil. It took forever. Just doing super, super light layers, layering it up. Could I have probably done it faster with some pastels and some other work after I finished? Yes. But there were some spots where I wanted a little more control, like up here around the clouds, where you can see that I've got a decent white going up here, except for some reason over here in the turquoises it bled a little bit more. So not super great about that because I wanted it to be this white, but I'll try to add a little bit more white in a minute on there. Well, when we get to that point. Today we're going to be working on all these fun little details all the way around this. The first thing that I wanted to work on was the ribbon. And so I have got a plethora of pencils right here. So let's kind of go through the gradient with the pencils because they got a little bit scattered when I came through. So got my white. I've got, let's see I don't know all the names on these right here, but this is light magenta. And now this is a polychromos right here. So is this one, this is magenta or fuchsia right here. Then we're gonna go over to the Kohinoors, which I've got red violet, violet, and then Bordeaux red. I have found more often than not with the Kohinoors, if I have a question as to which color I should use, more often than not, like a surprising number of times, the answer is Bordeaux red. Just saying, it's a weird thing that it happens more often than I would ever have imagined that it is the right color, especially when you're trying to get in shadows on spots. This Bordeaux red comes in so super handy. So just letting you know that maybe if you're trying to figure out the answer might be Bordeaux red, and it seems like a weird answer, but it's the right one. So, I'm going to be using my Gamsol to help blend. I've got it over, actually I can move it over here where it'll be a little bit easier. And let me go ahead and get my brush out for that so that I'm not having to come over for it. And we'll go ahead and grab a blender just in case. A little blender pencil, little filbert brush. There we go. So what I'm kind of looking here and trying to decide what I would consider ribbon. So we've got the ribbons here, here. I'm going to consider, even though these are scrolls here, if I look at that end, it looks like ribbons. So we're going to consider that ribbon, as well as this here, that there, I think are what we're going to consider. So ribbon, ribbon there as well. It's one of those, like, you kind of have to look at it and make up your mind. There isn't a right answer. It just whichever you want to do. So we may add a little bit more. If I say, oh, I'm really liking this color in it, we may add more little bits and pieces here of the magenta. I really think it's going to stand out nicely against this blue background, excuse me, that I did. So looking forward to that. Also, if you're wondering, today's coffee is a local brew. It is Muletown coffee. You can see my coffee cup right here. I'm not going to turn it sideways. I almost did that, not thinking. But it is a local roaster, and this is their original, so it is a blend. I don't normally drink blends, but I thought, considering, here, we can put up the mug for you guys to see right there, I think. There you go. It is a local blend or a local roaster, and it is a blend. I don't normally do blends, but I thought it seemed appropriate to try there was their original, so I can kind of get a flavor for them. We're still learning the coffee scene all around us, which is fun, getting to try different places. The big thing I've learned that is like super hot around this area is homemade Pop-Tarts, which are very tasty. So in case you were wondering. So looking at the ribbons right here, and I like to put my white in first, even though you're not really going to see it, just so that it's there kind of holding its place, because if I wait to do it, I tend to bleed into the area that I don't want to do. So if I'm looking, this is a white area, this is a white area. Where these highlights would be, it kind of comes around. I say that's in. So same over here. Just thinking through all of these spots. Actually, that's not. Oh, I was going to do these. Now these, probably I will come in and do a gel pen white mark, just because it'll be a little easier to get it in. Right there. Okay, so we'll start with those. I'm going to mute my mic for just a second because I realized that my pencil sharpener is not directly next to my microphone, so I'll be back in just a second. There we go. Hopefully that saved your ears for just a second, because that could have been a little bit rough. We tested so many microphones last night trying to double check that everything. Actually, I'm going to start with dark here and work my way to the light. There aren't a whole lot of the dark spaces. these in nice and light. I'm not going there yet. Okay. Stink. Pay attention. Pay attention. Because I may do those swirls a slightly different color. If you know my style, there is going to be some gold. And I kind of joked about it in my post last night on Instagram that I would be probably at some point doing something gold with the pencil, only to go back over it with a Hi Lone Assassin 25, welcome over on Twitch. Okay, next color down. I'm gonna mute again. I gotta sharpen this guy up. We're gonna need to find a new spot for that, so I don't have to do that every time. But right now it's working. My desk got to change a few more times. I have found this paper really needs layering up on. It's kind of a weird. Oop, I missed that spot. It isn't. It's a weird texture, in that it feels like it's kind of lacking texture a little bit in this book. I don't know if you can see how little this is putting down, and I am giving it a decent amount of pressure. My background took, I wanted it to be soft, so the fact that it took a ton of layers isn't surprising. We're gonna do this little, even though it probably in real life, if you thought about it, it wouldn't be bright magenta, we're gonna do that little dot bright magenta because I want the color to stand out. Okay, so if this is coming over, it's kind of flat, isn't it? It gets white here. Do a little bit of darker here. Some there. Add in a little more color on it. Hearing the cicadas here is one of the, I don't know if they're coming through at all. They might be because they're a little loud, but one of my new favorite things to get to listen to here during the day. Now they're not like the big swarm, so I am getting ready to use my sharpener here again, so let's mute. There we go. Okay. Here's where the color's really going to come alive. I keep forgetting to move my under paper. I knew that this pigment and these pencils would come out a little bit stronger than the Koh-i-Noor, so that was part of the reason that I went with kind of the gradient I did, where some of the colors seem a little bit strange at first, but when they layer, they'll come out great, so not too worried. Interesting to see too how it looks at first, because like right now it's like this is a little bit off. But it's gonna come together. Starting to get a little more vivid, which I like vivid, so ah, look, there's a spot right there where it should have been shadowed that I totally missed. So let's go back through the shadow colors here real quick. There we go. Quick run back through those here. really like this magenta. Actually, sorry, fuchsia. A lot. I'm actually using fuchsia. The colors I'm layering in, it'll make it look a... Oh, goodness, we forgot to do you. These done. So I'd love to know what everybody's been up to over the last couple of weeks. Mine has been moving. And then painting, lots and lots of painting. Not like pretty canvases, but walls. You can see we are, I am, and well, Lottie's in here, so there's the we, in the new studio here, which is, I think I may lovingly call it the Pink Palace, because it is very pink. I wanted like a soft pink, and I went a little bit darker than what I'd originally planned. Not on purpose, but trying to, you're trying to figure out, and you do a little test watch on the wall, and trying to decide. It's like, it's maybe a little darker, a little more pink than what I'd originally planned, but it's growing on me. I like it. I like the way my lights play off of it as they change and turn. Right now exposure's a little bit weird, so you can't see the color changes as much behind me. Probably if I softened them a little bit, you could. But right now you can see like the globe is like really, really bright right there. So I haven't put the lights. Normally I have some lights on the shelving and stuff too to help give it a little bit extra. I have not done that. I'm thinking about doing it so that we can also get a little bit more soft light in the room, because it does feel surprisingly dark. So switching over here to the light magenta now, all things considered, which is partially because there's a crazy amount of trees. And this is also going to give a little bit of the purple tint that I want. Probably if I had an actual magenta. So I am thinking about, Kohinoor now has a 144 set, and I'm thinking about getting those and doing a good review on them to see, is it worth it? Because I've got the 72, and I've had the 72 for a couple of years now. They're my main pencil for coloring and coloring books. However, I tend to use my Prismas just because of I like having the whole set. When I'm doing like wall art and things, so like my succulents and stuff have been done with the Prismas. So I'm curious to see if getting the full set really does increase range for like how much is there to work with or not. So I don't know if you can see how having that white there already is kind of blocking my pencil, which is great. That's what I wanted. That's why I did it. It makes it to where I don't accidentally stray into where I want white, because it's really hard to fix that. Now the next layer is where we'll end up getting more definition, because we'll end up deepening the shadows more. get to keep moving this. And as we deepen the shadows, this will look better. Right now it's still very one-dimensional. Let's blend. Getting out the Gamsol, brush, paper towel. Now I tend to blend out from my white. It's gonna look a little weird, especially this first coat. That's just going to even all this out nicely. And we'll get another layer in, and then it's going to start to really pop. Let the cicadas have stopped for a minute, and now we're into the frogs making noise. Beauty of tree frogs. There we go, first layer done. My stream title says test where? Over on Twitch? Okay, we'll fix it real quick. That is so weird. It didn't pull over my stuff. Okay, so what's the YouTube title? Let me get it fixed here. Fix that really, really quick. There we go. Fixed. That is fixed. Thank you. I know. Streamlabs. It's so funny because I got it all switched over correctly, had everything ready this morning, and for some reason it didn't do it. What's really funny though is that it switched it to test last night. I am noticing that my camera isn't level. And I like my camera. There we go. I'm sorry about that. Ooh, I'm looking at the pink now as it's starting to come out, and I love it. So we're gonna go in with this first. Then I'm gonna come in. Actually, let's white my areas again. Keep it nice and bright. These probably will get a little muddy, the whites, as it goes. I'm not concerned too much about that because I can like get in there with the white gel pen and put in the bright white line. Can I see where my purple bled a little bit over there? In now with the magenta. Thank you for letting me know that, Mr. Showboy. Streamlabs is a interesting program. And what's so weird is all of this stuff that I had set up in my studio in California. Fine. There have not been any updates in that time. Nothing updated, nothing got nothing new. I went to get because normally for my face cam I like my Canon 80D over the XC10, just what I prefer. And I can have it connect through the EOS web utility, which works great for using it as a face cam. No problems. Has been working fine. Literally just plug it in. Last night, my computer never saw it. Like nothing I did can make it see it. We tried different ports, just kept trying, and nothing. And then one of my capture card wasn't working for some reason. So then even using the other XC10 wasn't doing anything. So I finally got it to where I could get my iPhone, which still, like, basically it was just showing you my iPhone screen. So it wasn't even like it was just using that as a camera input. It was just using the iPhone screen as a thing. Which great if I want to play an iPhone game. Like I could play a mobile game with you guys, and that would be fun. But and if I wanted to run through a bunch of app reviews, I could do that, type of things. But so I worked and I got it cropped for like on the main screen. Like if I just wanted my face, I could make it work. But I wasn't gonna be able to have my face on the screen because there was no way to crop out. Like literally, like the button that you hit to record was showing all of it, all of the bits. So I was kind of stuck. I'm like, okay, let's think through this. But it at least worked. Then we just tried literally a different USB cord for the capture card that wasn't working, and it suddenly worked. And now we were to the point that I could make it go again. So, go figure. It's one of those. I restarted my computer so many times last night. Okay, we're gonna go with this one. Actually, no. We're gonna start with this one. We're gonna start deep and kind of work our way out with it. There we go. Oh, I love when you come in on this level, this layer, and like you're adding in the extra bits, and those shadows just really start to come alive with it. And I can see that. Let's, you know what? I'm gonna work. Oh, I'm looking at it over there, and I'm really happy with this. Like I keep liking it more and more. I am so happy I decided to do these magenta. it was the perfect choice. Like, I am really, really happy about that. So next we're coming back in with this violet. Actually, it's light violet, then we'll use the red violet. It's funny, you can see the glue. There's glue in the corner right here. I can see it. Look, I don't think it's coming through on the camera at all, but just trying to get that a little bit more shadow, a little bit more shadow. Dark period right there. Oh, hey, Abuse of You. I know, it's been a little bit. Hi, thank you for the thumbs up. I think the magenta is having a lot of fun right now. Sorry, I only look up every so often. But welcome. Glad you could join us today. I know the time is a little bit different just because I'm now in a new time zone. And I like 10 a.m., even though 10 a.m. this morning caused a few issues, but we're getting there, just with all the little hiccups that come along with just being in a new to us house. And it is our house this time. We're not renting, so we have a lot of work to do. And so I was like, yep, everything is going well. It's been an adventure. I guess I could share our adventure that was our way to say hi to the neighbors. So we came to the house on July 4th. That was when we took possession. So in that time, though, we didn't have our furniture yet. Our furniture was still several days away. I thought, we'll get in, we'll do some cleaning, because I knew there were several carpets here and I wanted to shampoo them and those types of things. I like HGTV time, so I thought that the whole painting of the house would I would get it done in that time. I don't know what possessed me to think I would get it done in that time, but I really did. And so I worked and worked and worked. The furniture came. I wasn't done painting yet. Like, I hadn't even finished all of the... Oh, I hope you are enjoying this book. I really haven't had nearly as much time as I would like in it. As you see, I'm still on the title page. And so in my HGTV mind, you know, like painting will take like 10 minutes, you know, that kind of thing. And then you move on to the kitchen, which takes another 10 minutes. And then your house is done in 30. And that's how long it takes to reno a house, right? That's what we've been taught. No, I didn't really think it would take 30 minutes, but you know how it is. Like, you think it's going to take so much less time. So the people who lived here before had some cats. And the amount of cat hair that we have vacuumed out of the carpets is insane. Like, the great room we vacuumed 4 times, and we're still getting cat hair coming up. Like, we thought, oh, we'll vacuum it over and then we'll start the steam cleaner on it. No, it just was like cat hair just kept coming. And it's not that we're anti-pets. I have a dog. I have Lottie that's right here. Got it from Walmart for $9. I got mine at Target. I took the price tag off because, like, the Target price tag was really, really ugly on it, and it was bothering me. I could probably look through my receipts, but it wasn't expensive. I was kind of surprised. Like, these used to be a little bit more. I don't know if they cut the paper quality, though, because I'm kind of like, the paper is a little bit weird, I'm noticing. I don't know if it's the same paper that they've used previously or if it's a new paper. So, but yeah. And so just the cleaning, like, took way longer. And even, like, my studio had newer carpet. It's, like, pretty new. Like, I would say it's probably a year old. So not bad, everything else. The amount of dirt that came out of it. And I'm sure, like, this is in any house, shocked me when because I went through, and after I finished painting, I went through, shampooed the carpet, everything else to get it ready, then started bringing furniture in. And all of the pieces that I had planned in here fit. So, like, my cello's in here. You can't see it's over here behind me. It's on the other side from where my camera faces, because I wanted to be able to have my instruments in here as well as art. Now, gaming streaming is going to be downstairs. We have a streaming room for that now that's getting set up. Hopefully, we'll be finished this weekend, so I can start my gaming streaming on my gaming channel again. I've been working on a couple of things off camera with that as well, and what non-spare time I've had. But anyway, I digress. So we're working on all of that, you know, and then trying to also be good neighbors. Not impressed, but we'll keep it maybe clear tonight. Okay, so you're seeing the deal with the paper too. It's not just me feeling it, because I'm like noticing the way my color's laying down. It's just a little bit different. Yeah. I am so excited too that I have a room this time. In the previous, where we were out in California, I literally was just in the corner of the living room is how I had it all set up. So it worked, and I liked that, like, when the family was hanging out, I could do things, but I hated that I never felt like I got away from my stuff. Like, I never got away from work. I couldn't leave. Like, I couldn't go to the living room and have an evening with the family without feeling like work's right there. So now work is in its own room. Lottie has her couch where she can look out the front door. It's the only window she can see out of. But, so the funny story with everything. We were here 2 weeks, and I had, in all of my trying to get all this painting done and going up and down ladders and doing things, and had gotten to the point that my foot, I have some mild plantar fasciitis. I made it flare up. Like, normally I don't deal with it. Like, it's the rarity that I'm having an issue. Not like I've always got it. I wake up and I can't move, so I don't go to church. Really, I don't go to church that day because I could not get a shoe on. Like, you could literally see where my foot was swollen right in the arch. Like, instead of my articulating, it was going out from the swelling. So started icing it, got this, but couldn't get shoes on. So I was like, I am not going anywhere. So I sat down with my foot up, look out the window, and one of the limbs from a tree is literally sitting on our neighbor's house. And I'm like, that's not good. So I assume that my husband had seen it because he had already left, and it wasn't a big deal. So I didn't like text him or anything and say, hey, I need you to come home and help me deal with this. Nothing like that. So he gets home, and I don't even I don't even rush to like tell him about it, because I assume he knows. I'm like, it's clearly been there for a while, all morning. You were up, you looked out the window. I know you know, in the morning. Then after a few minutes, I say, oh, did you saw, I'm sure you saw what happened outside and blah, blah, blah. And he looks and he's like, oh, no. And I'm like, oh, so you didn't notice it. So we at first think that it like happened like at 9 o'clock, because my neighbor's car is gone. And for her to get, it would have been impossible for her to get out of her driveway. So we're like, oh, okay. So it happened like while I was here. Now I'd taken a shower. And so I thought, well, maybe it happened when I was in the shower, because I didn't hear anything. Nothing going, like nothing out of the ordinary. That's what's so weird. Nothing out of the ordinary. Well, we notice it's on the power lines into the house. So call it in. So that means that the fire department comes with the sirens on. So we're out, lights, everything. So we're out in the yard with them. Needless to say, now the other neighbors are all like coming out to see what the commotion is, because there's commotion, and we're now in a little town outside of Tennessee. We're in Tennessee, outside of Nashville, and it's like, okay, so now we're the excitement. It's like, this is our way to meet the neighbors. It's like, so we're out here now. So of course they're all coming out. Now, there is a little bit of a stigma right now about being a Californian moving anywhere. And so we were coming from California to here. They all know we're new. And so, we're having to say hi, So we've learned to lead with we're from Kentucky, in which we are. Most of our lives lived in Kentucky. Also, Ben and I went to college in Tennessee. We actually got engaged on the Appalachian Trail in eastern Tennessee. And so it's not like we're foreign to this area or anything. But we end up having to say that. And then they're like, yeah, but, then we were in California for 4 years and, just moved here. So we're navigating all of that. The tree gets removed. It took us a couple of days. Like, we had a guy on Facebook, because my husband's part of some groups, like especially for the city and stuff, and for where we live now, to kind of where you can share, and it's good to be like part of your neighborhood group, kind of like Nextdoor app. But he's talking with a guy who said he'll come out and remove it, and his price was great for doing it, and we're like, oh, awesome, yes, please do, everything. Every time Ben talked to him, he raised his price. And so he ended up raising it to the point that he was more expensive. So it took a couple of days to get the limb removed. Come to find out, my neighbor, because we have an empty lot kind of next to us, she was driving out through the empty lot. Like, I'm so impressed. Like, she's 86 years old, and she's going out, doing her thing. And I'm like, you go. I was impressed that she's just like, I'm just going to drive my car through the lot. And it's not like it's a 4x4, or anything like that. It was just a normal car, but yeah. So that was how we got to introduce ourselves to our neighbors. Our next door neighbor is really, really sweet, so glad I'm getting to know her. And she told me, because we sat in her house for a little bit and kept her company while everything was getting figured out and helping her through. But yeah, so she told me, about the previous owners, because she's lived there a lot longer. She's watched a lot of people come and go. So it's kind of nice to know, you know, kind of more of the history of your home and to have neighbors who can tell you a little bit about it. Our house that we had in Louisville before we moved out, like literally had 2 owners before us. Same basic age as this house, I think. Same, like 1962-ish, you know, being built. And had one owner for 3 years, right after it was built. And the owners were actually the cousins of our next door neighbor in Louisville. So that was kind of neat that there was a connection like that. But yeah, so. But the other family had owned it like the whole rest of the time. So fewer owners is nice with a house just because you can kind of track down things. This one, we are going to have some fun figuring out stuff. There are 2 different types of ducks, like in this house, and so figuring out how that's all running and why are there 2 different ducks, and yeah. Yeah, we're gonna have some fun with the HVAC. I've never rented a kitchen, and that's going to be on our list to do here in here. Just updating stuff too. The nice thing is we're not really changing footprint. I'm not moving the sink, so we're not going to have plumbing to move with it. I would love to have like unlimited money and be able to like do all my reno at once. That would be kind of cool. But the big thing is, in the crazy market right now, we did get a house. You know, we didn't feel like we had to settle into that too. You know, like we just had to take what was available. We got a decent house that has plenty of square footage for us to be, especially for me to be able to work from home and keep creating content and doing my consulting and stuff. So why did he raise the price? I don't know why. He kept raising the price on coming and doing the removal, and like it went up from $100 to $700 by the end of the conversation. Like oh, I was just doing it because it was because I was that day. If you had said it, and it's like it was sketchy. It really, by the end of it, seemed super sketchy. So I am loving this color of magenta. Like I'm looking at it on the screen because I like seeing how it comes through. So I'm loving this color. That you're starting to see some of the movement in it and stuff. So that's the only reason I could think why he would raise the price. I mean, it was so like. The person we ended up going with has been in business for a long time, and so came, did the job, as he said, and was good. So I was like, one of those times too that, you know, if the deal seems too good to be true, it probably is. It was, looking in hindsight, probably one of those too. Like, one guy said 500 and to do it, and the next guy comes and says 100. learn. Okay. Debating how I want to blend this. I think I'm gonna Gamsol it again so that, because I need a little bit of blending. So we're gonna be more spot blending though, what do you think? Because it's more around the white areas that I want to blend it in. I'm happy with the darker areas. I may add a little bit more dark. Okay. There we go. Getting out some of that muddiness right there by putting that hard white line in. I think I want to get just a teeny bit more dark in the darks. So, mute myself real quick. just deepen in this just a little bit. Oh, please do. Are you using two cameras? Yeah, I use two cameras. One for my face, one for my thing. So yeah. They're the exact same camera right now. I normally like my XC10, or sorry, I'm using both two XC10s right now, but I normally like my Canon 80D for my face cam. I just like the way the color comes through better on it. A little bit easier. So yeah, please shout me out in it when you get working on it. So I think that's it for, I have literally spent over an hour on some ribbons right now. That shouldn't be a surprise. Okay, so next steps. So I'm going to decide these little shell bits right here. I like typically doing those at color. I have green. How do I want to make those? I'm trying to decide what I want to do with those because they need to be a color. And I can even do like two colors fading into each other with those, which is kind of cool. Because I've got so much blue going on back here. Oh, too many choices. Let's see here. Do I want to bring some? I could make them green. That could look nice next to the pink. I've got green here, although it is going to be really, 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 really noticeable. Okay, time to go to the color wheel. If I can find my color wheel. I know where it should be, but things have shifted around in the move. There it is. It is kind of where it was supposed to be. Okay. So, you can say that the magenta is kind of red-violet right there. You got your triad right here with green and orange. Because we're going to have the gold, so the orange would be, say the gold would kind of fall under the orange. Blue, orange, yellow, green. We're already sitting on that tetrad. I love doing split complementaries, but which would be red orange, which could be kind of cool up here. It really would stand out. The green, which the green is here, but I really feel like the green up here is going to be too. Those would like that, and then the split complementary up here would make sense. Choices. I think we're going to go with the red orange. Kind of got red orange in here. I like doing red orange gradients, so let's go. I think the delivery guys are here. Ooh, I may need to be right back, so I'm gonna go check that. We'll go to there. Okay, that is done. I got their delivery. We had ordered a new bed, which I'm very excited to say is here. Let's put away pencils real quick. I'm going to be switching over to that red orange that we're going to do in just a second. But anyway, got a new bed. I'm so excited about it. Back in the spring, I had to go to the doctor because I was having like a crazy amount of pain in my hips and stuff. I thought it was literally just a booty knot, like, you know, and I wasn't too, like, I hadn't been super concerned about it because I wasn't like thinking it was anything crazy. And then they came back and like, oh no, you have arthritis in your hips. And I'm like, okay, didn't expect that. And so I deal like every night is very uncomfortable. So we just got ourselves an adjustable bed. So I'm excited about that. So we'll see if it's more comfortable and if I can sleep a little bit better. Oh, my husband's going ahead and setting up what we had said because we were like, oh, we've got some TV trays right now. Because of the world is what it is right now, all of the bedroom furniture that we just ordered will not be here until October. So having to be patient with that, just knowing that it is what it is. Nobody is trying to be difficult or make our lives awful. It's just that it is a weird world that we live in right now. Okay, so I've got, it's gonna be hard to see because it's gonna glare, but I've got all of my pieces here. I know we are going to be going with vermilion because vermilion is the best red orange on the planet. Just FYI, in case you were wondering. And then carmine red is also great, so we're grabbing that guy. Goes a little bit deeper, so you see that pretty color there. Now, where do I want to go with this? Do I want to start in orange? Do I want to start with orange here and come out into red, or start red and go into orange? I think it'd be easier to have the red in here. Let's grab our plain orange here. Right there. And then a nice orange to come out to, which would be light orange, which is number, let's see here, 45. The oranges in the set sometimes are hard to tell. So there we are. There is our gradient that we'll be working with. No whites in this guy. Just as they are. Now the Progressos have a light vermilion in here. Which I am curious. I don't think I have a test right here. This is light vermilion. Let's do a little test. Is it light compared to the vermilion? That looks pretty red to me. Actually, that's not vermilion. This is vermilion. I wouldn't say that's light vermilion. Yeah, this is supposed to be light vermilion. It to me is a teeny bit more red. So we could use this. So we will keep that in mind. I think it's a little more red, so we can actually use that in our dark. We have this one as well. I think I like this one a little bit better. It's going to be able to come to a tighter point, so we will use this one for our darker red. So my analysis stays as initially set. Here we go. This is what we're going to do. Let's start with our dark here. Now, if we look, this guy's on top of everybody. So I want to think about that as I'm doing this. And this one's tucked behind everyone. Thinking about how these are tucked makes your shadows make sense. FYI, in case you were curious. Like that little guy's hiding beneath everybody. Can I center this? I think I may be able to even zoom in for a little bit here. Let's zoom. Yeah, we've got a good zoom. I can scoot this just a teeny bit right there. And look, you guys can see all of it a lot easier there. There we go. That will work. I can even move my coffee to the right side. Yes, guys. I've had to be careful because it actually casts a shadow. I never had to thought about my coffee cup casting a shadow before. We're actually kind of cute. There we go. Yay! Did a coffee refill too while we were getting the delivery. So I have fresh coffee. It is a beautiful summer day. By the way, it is the 31st. It's my mother's birthday. So I'll be calling her to wish her a happy birthday here in just a little bit. Go into this beautiful vermilion. May make the vermilion go a little bit further out, but for right now we're going to kind of hold it back here. Since it is a deeper and darker shade, it's easier to go darker than it is to go lighter. Oh my goodness, we totally forgot to do that little guy in the middle. There we go. Orange. Kind of really want to go play on my new bed. Okay, good. I did unmute. I was like, I just thought, did I actually unmute? I was like, yes, I unmuted. We were good. This first layer is laying in really nicely with these. You can see the color starting to come out, which is nice. Okay, we're gonna hit this with the Gamsol now. I just put away my brush, which I didn't need to do. I find that blending yellows, whether it be with a blender pencil or Gamsol, just really brings them to life. So just anything. So oranges would fall with the yellow. Greens tend to hold up okay on there, but like whenever you've got something, like if green has a lot of yellow in it, then it tends to, I am looking real, this is starting to look washed out. I'm noticing it over on my YouTube. We're going to, let's see if I take this up a little bit. Wash up my face just a little bit, see if that helps. Watching. See if it helps the color come through a little bit more. It's gonna shadow it more than I want, I think. I think that did pretty well there. That kind of helped. Just that light, just a little bit. We are working in a room with natural light, so natural light changes with time. I just want to make sure that this isn't getting all washed out. I want it to look as pretty and vibrant as it is. So now we're going to make those oranges a little bit more red orange, because they are, as of right now, they are coming in. And now with the vermilion. There we go. Those are looking nice and vermilion-y now. That gradient is just coming right through. I really like in my red oranges to pull out a lot of yellow in them just because I think it makes them pop. So much more when you let that. There we go. That kind of set now. Looking at this, we're gonna kind of shape him a little bit more. There we go. Give him a little more shape. Okay, I think I'm ready to start laying in the gold and silver. Now, the way I do gold and silver is I put in the base layer first, then I can come in and I will put in some darker. I like using the metallics because I really like getting it just on the page. It doesn't come through on camera as much, but it comes through in person, and I like doing these for both in person and on camera. But just using a different material than the regular color pencil just really helps help it pop a little bit, especially in person. So I want to use gold and silver on this. Now, silver to me sometimes ends up just looking like I colored graphite pencil. So that being said, let me pull out. I gotta get my metallics. And we're going to grab a test swatch. Right here, we got a test swatch. Zoom back out. Too far. Okay. Come back over here. There we go. So, I've got the Derwent Spectrum Noir. I am planning on getting a video together where I review all of the metallic pencils and which ones I like better. So here's the rest of the Derwent. I got all the colors. I had to order them online. I've also got my Prismacolors in here as well as the Very Thins. I haven't ever even sharpened these. I just don't use these a whole lot. So you've got bronze, gold, silver for Prisma. I've got a bronze for Faber-Castell because only silver and gold is what you get in the thing. So let's look at some silvers. Looks pretty good. Thing is, I want it to look at least like regular pencil that I can, is what I'm shooting for. So these guys are weird. Now they're Spectrum Noir. You can see they've got black wood, so they look pretty neat right here. They also have a nickel, which is darker. You can see all the colors that they have here. They are hard to read. You can kind of see right here. They've got gold, like green, yellow, purple, pink, light blue, blue. One called Mica, which is kind of a neat shade. I may pull that one out here to look at here now. So you can see that one's coming out a little bit more like pencil. Now if we put the nickel next to it, a lot like graphite. But for some reason this rose gold, it does have a hint. But if I had to say, it almost comes out like a warm gray in these. So interesting, just a point to think about. Let's look at the Derwent. Now, Derwent has pewter and silver in this set, so let's look at silver and pewter. So you see the pewter to me here looks really like graphite. This one fortunately does come out more silver. Something I've noticed though that makes me a little sad with these. I would love obviously to be able to blend with these. But when you hit these with the blender pencil, now these kind of blend a little bit there, so you can see, let's zoom in, I am getting a little bit of gradient there. Come on, focus. You don't like that, it's too close. It's also very white, I get that. So I am getting some gradient. These don't blend as well as I would like, because I would love to be able to take these colors and see this beautiful pink. I don't know why I made that physically smaller. Let's say I have purple here. You can see there is some blending, but it's not as neat as what you kind of get used to with regular pencils. And that's kind of true through all of these. Like, it's not just one, let's say how much I would love, sorry, keep going side notes here, to pop up this nickel here. And then you'd think nickel was even darker. It pretty much stays the same as the pewter. So that's where it is with these. I'm still, again, working around now. This one, I liked this set because it has, you can see, antique gold, gold, bronze, and copper. So in these where I'm actually using metals, there's a lot of choice, which is nice. I've also got graphite. Let's look at the graphite here real quick. See, it's really in there. So I think I could work with these. I think we'll work in the Derwents. I think staying within one makes them blend just a teeny bit cleaner. It may not be a ton, a teeny. So yeah, here's the set. They do have a full 24. I think this is the color I want for silver. I haven't done, again, I want to do some. I've got a piece that I'm working on with Klimp's The Kiss, which I thought would be a great way. I just realized I don't think I showed you that very well. Sorry, guys. I forget sometimes that I'm zoomed in, that I'm zoomed in so much. I think we can zoom a teeny bit more here. Let's get it set here for zoom. There we go. Okay, so we got these Derwents. I'll set them right over here. You can't really see the bottom because of my my faces anyway. Sorry about that. Gotta move the coffee cup again. It's casting a shadow. The coffee cup sees a shadow. Okay. So I want to work with these light to dark, not dark to light. I know normally, but this is one of those we're going to lay in the silver first, then come back and put in the oh, thank you for the filming. Such calming colors. Thank you. I feel like I tend to be pretty bright looking at some of the people's on here or on Instagram when I look at other people's that like I tend to like every one of my pieces tends to pretty much be a rainbow by the time I'm done. I love the ones like when they only use like blue and green and they make it look really, really cool. I think once I finish this one though, my husband sent me a thing where they're doing challenges for like colorscapes. But like you only have like certain colors and you have to make it work. So I think I may jump in on that challenge for a little bit and try it. And I'll share that on my Instagram if I can find it. Actually, it was on Twitter. But anyway, I will look for it. I will try to find it. I will try to link it. So that is where we'll say that. So, oh, I just noticed I got a couple of these guys down here. We'll get those off camera. Now, which ones are gold? Which ones are silver? I think these guys here are going to be gold. The leafy guys, silver. Yeah, we gotta make some choices. Lumpies are silver. Leafy. Is that what we're gonna? Is that how I'm gonna do it? Oh, we have one right here that is lumpy and leafy. Okay. Silver. Silver. Actually, I'm gonna do this silver. So silver, silver, gold, gold. So it's not necessarily lumpy and leafy. Oh goodness, too many choices. Yeah, 'cause I think this is gold here. This is a lot of gold down here. This is gonna be a lot more silver. Okay, let's go with what I originally said. So we're just gonna jump in. We're just going for it. We may regret this. Trying to stay on my own way and I'm running into my parts of my desk. There we go. Okay, that one for sure is silver. We have started on the road. The next piece that is for sure silver. I think this would be silver too. We'll keep this silver. They may be overlapping each other, but that's okay. It's funny the difference that this paper, it really is. Might give it the rating of not my favorite. It is funny how different it is. Even these are cheap bookmarks, feeling the difference on how it's laying down from the really cheap bookmark to this is very surprising. Silver too here. Here. Change my mind and do these silver too. I'm gonna kind of wait on those and see how it lays out with all of them and if I'm happy with the balance. Okay, so this is pewter, and we'll finish the graphite. trying to think, how would these sit? Kind of like that, I think. A little bit of definition there. Looks like I think he has a okay. This is coming together decently. Okay, now when I put in this graphite, I'm going to mute because I need to get a nice, really tight sharpen on this, and these tips are naturally not that. I just realized I forgot to unmute. Okay, that just broke. I don't know if you noticed that this isn't coloring before, as I was trying to wake it up. That's what I thought. It's a little too red. It is bronze, which is great, but I want gold. So I think our gradient sits as such. Actually, no, what was I gonna? The Prismacolor gold, that was what it was. I was like, wait a minute, this isn't right. So if you can kind of see, the Prismacolor gold won't be on its own anywhere. It will always be on top of something. So no need to worry too much there on it, that it's not gonna come out just that dark. It'll be like the layered that you see right there. Now I can come in, look, with this guy and get a little bit even lighter if I want. We'll see. I think we'll be fine with just these three right here. So I have made a little bit of a mess on my desk, which is pretty normal with all of this. But I think that these guys together will do pretty well on all of this. So let's lay in our first layer, which is just the regular gold. I can't believe I forgot to unmute. What sort of noob am I? Keep working. sure this color isn't showing up great. Actually, my camera, I'm realizing, isn't getting me there. We'll move it over a little bit when I'm looking down. I'll try to be good and stay in frame. It feels like this has been a lot, just getting this put in, this basic layer. I'm trying to figure out the whys on that, because it's not really that much. Okay, that's all the pieces I know for sure are gold. So now to start laying in some shadows on these guys. I got this here, so we know that that's figure out where the shadows would lie on this. A little bit of an adventure. I think that's got those figured out a little bit. So I can zoom in a little bit down here. So we work on the bottom half. There we go. Actually, if I move it, that's as far as I can go before I run out of desk room. Okay, never mind. We won't be moving that up higher. It's just going to sit right there. Figuring out these is a little bit of an adventure. Okay, there's that. Lots of shading. Let's see what time is it. 1:04. I've got a little bit of time left. Not a whole lot. You've got a house where multiple people stream, you have to be cognizant of when the internet is needed for who. Okay, I think that's got that started nicely. Gonna have to sharpen again. Okay, I know you guys probably noticed the teeny little nub that like Prismacolors come with. I sharpened this with like the pencil sharpener I had in kindergarten. I know it's like one of the first things that I like doing is when I get it, it's like, oh yeah, I need to sharpen this and like get it where I want it. So we're gonna I have a feeling this is going to need a lot of layering and work. Get this just the way I kind of see this. This is helping. It's just going to take, yeah, let's see how this is going to. Slowly but surely. So let's see here. We're going to come in now. Yes, I am muted. Because this is like rounded gold. I'm a lurker. Oh, hi, Katrina. Just seeing you. I don't mind lurkers. I'm wondering if my music is still playing. Let's see if the music is got quiet. Yeah, it's really, really quiet right now. Okay, cool. Welcome. I am fine with lurkers. I lurk a lot, especially over on Twitch, when I'm doing other things. So glad you're enjoying it. Thanks for saying hi and let me know you're there. I appreciate that. Okay, this is, yeah, we're getting there. Trying to get the gold right now to look like it's rolled, like arching. So it's taken a little bit of time to get it all laid in. I'm gonna go with the slow and steady wins the race right now. Starting to see it coming together. It just is slow. Slowly he's coming. I don't think I hit this here. Hit the darker at all. think that's where I'm going to stop for today. My hands are starting to get a little tired and I am hungry. I'm ready to go grab some lunch. So I hope that you have enjoyed this stream. I've enjoyed getting to do it. Let's zoom out so you guys can see this, where it is. I'm going to continue to work off camera on this. So if you want to see where it goes, you can follow me over on Instagram. I am at Grace and Lottie's. I am going to do these off camera. One of the reasons why is because like the leaves are just going to be these leaves repeated. I did those in the last stream, and a lot of this is just going to be solid color. So it's like, okay, like I'm going to make these daisies. So they're going to be white with yellow centers. So it's very simple type stuff. I didn't want to spend a lot of stream time doing that. So I'll be following over there to get to see what that does, as well as you get to see whether these become gold or silver, as well as these down here. What color will they be? So I'm just going to continue deepening and adding on this to kind of get this gold to pop a little bit more, because it's still a little light for what I want. But the idea is here. I can see it in both the silver and the gold, so happy with it. Just needs a little more love. So if you've enjoyed it, please be sure to do the Twitchy things, do the YouTubey things. If you're watching on Twitch, I would love the follow. I was trying to get up to probably around 15. I'd like to get that to that point on there. So if you wouldn't mind giving the follow, it'd be great. I am, now that I am in my normal spot, going to be live Central 10 a.m. on Saturdays. So that is the schedule now for that as well. Over on YouTube, I'm getting ready to start posting like actual uploads again, so those are in the pipeline and coming, so be watching for that as well as everything moves on, and the lighting will get better and things will only continue to improve here as we get this studio finalized and finished. So that is it for this week. I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye. Which one is it? This one. I'm gonna hit the right button.